Yeah? All right, everybody. Hey, it's MK. Welcome back to MK Quilts. Well, actually, I'm on the road today, so I am not at MK Quilts, am I? The other thing that's a little bit different today is normally I have the camera flipped around so I can see who is joining us. Well, today I'm not doing that because I don't have a tripod. So on the other side of the camera that you can't see is my dad holding up the phone. So Mom and Dad are watching the feed. So if there is anybody jumping on, just go ahead and give a hello. And if they see me or see you jump on, they can say, oh, it's so-and-so or it's so-and-so. All right? So I got my list in my hand and just a few things to cover with you, and then have a special guest.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, hey Jennifer. Okay, so let me get started on my list, and then I've got a special guest to pull.
Melinda.
Hey Melinda. Okay, so speaking of Melinda, the first thing on my list was to just let you guys know that I had a fantabulous trip to Vicksburg, Michigan. Thank you again, Melinda, from the bottom of my heart for hosting me. It was just an honor and a pleasure to be with you and your group of ladies. So we did a double wedding ring with a small group of Melinda's friends. And you know what, you guys, Melinda has this amazing space in her basement. They live on a lake. It was an amazing space, but she has an amazing group of ladies that she sews with every week. And it kind of started out with one of them wanting to make a quilt, this particular pattern. She wasn't quite sure about doing that. Melinda said she would help. And then there was other ladies that were like, well, I'll do it. Well, I'll do it. And they started this little sewing group that they have. They meet every Wednesday. They eat, they sew. They just have a great time. And I was just really privileged to be with them last week on their Wednesday. We did the double wedding ring, and everybody's projects just turned out fantastic. And then the next 2 days, I met a group of Pro Stitcher owners from up there in that neck of the woods in Michigan, and we had a fantastic 2-day session with the Pro Stitcher and the Sim style, okay? Lots of light bulb moments. Everybody had a great time, and they're heading home with their simulators to think about their quilting in a whole different way, is what I think. All right, next up, well, I'm here in Minnesota right now, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Next up, whole nother group of ladies coming my way down in Vincennes, Indiana. So Jennifer, get ready. I'm coming. I'm not injured from my time on the tube last night, so I did have to take a couple of leave this morning. But anyways, I am super excited to spend the rest of my time with family and friends here in Minnesota, and then it's off. Jet setting off to you, Jennifer, and your group of ladies. Again, we're going to be doing double wedding ring, Pro Stitcher Sim style, and I'm super excited about that. All right, what else do I got on my list here?
Say, Melissa, hold on a second. I seen that Sherry Quaid was on here. Is that how I pronounce it?
Oh, hey, Sherry.
Yeah.
Hey, Sherry.
And
well,
if you can hear my voice, Sherry, Joan and Glenn were some of my favorite people. I worked at that print shop for 40 years. Most of them right alongside of Joan and the old buzzard, we called him. But yeah, they're great people.
So this is one of the things that I love about my travels and how my business has, expanded, is that I get to travel all over the place. But a lot of times I run into people that have connections with my little hometown right here in Long Prairie, Minnesota. So it really, it kind of shrinks the globe down. I run into people who are quilters or who know other people and have connections with other people that I know. So that's pretty special. Okay, so video. Oh my gosh, you guys. The video, the L-shaped connected corner border video. Wow, Mr. MK worked really, really hard, got that out. It was on fire. Sales were flying out of the rental store. And then we had this problem, okay? So some people were having an issue viewing it. They couldn't get past a certain, 20-minute timestamp, I think it was. Okay, so Mr. MK got on the ball. He got connected up with our hosting site people, and we're sorry about those glitches or whatnot, but he really feels that he has that worked out now, okay? And so he sent out a newsletter about it. I posted in the files section about it, if you're having any trouble viewing that video, probably just try a different browser, okay? We were thinking it's the Chrome browser that was giving you issues. So just try another browser and see if that works better for you. Or the other option, obviously, just order it up on USB stick and then you can have it play it on your computer whenever you want without an internet connection, okay? But I have already gotten so much feedback about that video. I spent a lot of time on that video. That quilt, I think, was on the frame 3 weeks. I mean, that's unheard of in my studio. You know, we had a death in the family in there, and so some other things came up. But I really spent hours making that video. Mr. MK spent hours editing and whatnot. So we really, really hope that you enjoy it. Spread the word about it, chatter about it, and we appreciate your business on that, okay? All right, so speaking of Mr. MK, he is back in Florida holding down the fort back there. Excuse me. Of course, he's, you know, doing the shipping. He's taking care of Samson. Got something in my throat. Hold on a second. Oh, Mom, I thought you had some shake over here. She might have to grab me a glass of water. Anyways, Mr. MK is back home. He's been doing shipping. He's been burning USB drives, doing all of that stuff, taking care of Samson, and answering any of your questions, all of those things that he always does. All right, so if you need help from either of us, really the best way is going to be to contact Paul through the contact form on our website, or you can just private message him right here on Facebook, okay? I am trying to answer messages when I can and keep up with all of that, but you know, sometimes I'm busy, like going to picnics and getting on the lake and those types of things, okay? So Mr. MK is there to help you if you have issues or questions. Okay, what's next on my list? Cruise stuff. Okay, so you guys, the cruise is pretty much the cruise is pretty much nailed down, you guys. And I know that I left town and, you know, I didn't get as much up on the website as I wanted to about the cruise. But just let me reassure you again. We have got the instructors pretty much set for what they want to do, right? Gail is going to do machine stuff. That's HQ stitch machine stuff. We're going to have some small projects, some threadology, some things that are in her specialty for the HQ stitch machines. She's going to do some tech stuff with Quilt Pro and Art and Stitch and a bunch of stuff like that. Keisha and Keisha's boss Deb have put together everything that they want to cover and teach on the cruise. They're going to have rulers available for you to buy. They're going to have small kits made up. All of that, they are going to bundle it together and give you a discount. So if you buy the rulers and the kits and all of that from Deb for the cruise, then you're going to get a discount on that. They also have a very special pattern that they're going to be releasing just for the cruise. It's called Caribbean Stars. Thanks, Mom. She just had to get me a glass of water. A little something in my throat. So that pattern from Deb and Keisha is going to be kind of revealed and be just for us on the cruise. And then, of course, after that, it'll be, you know, marketed and sold by Deb. Okay, and of course, Mr. MK and I will be there doing the Pro Stitcher stuff, the Sim stuff, the tech stuff, the timing stuff, you know, all of that. So basically, it's just keep chattering about the cruise. And I know that there's still some of you that are on the fence about that. Just come along and cruise with us, all right? It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're super excited about it. All right, just wanted to mention to you guys that the Handy Quilter promotion is still going on. You guys, this is a fantastic time. If you are ready to upgrade, now is the time, because depending on what you buy, what kind of bundle, what kind of machine, if you add on Pro Stitcher, we can give you all those details. But basically, you're getting a free sewing machine out of the deal. Now, I've talked to some people, and they're like, well, I don't really need a free sewing machine. Well, then gift it or sell it, okay? So it's really a great time to upgrade. Also, wanted to let you know that I have a few, like a handful of people right now that are still interested in my Fusion. I think I'm pretty close to selling McFusion. So if you were still thinking about that, it's a great machine. I've only had it less than 2 years, so just between 1.5 years and 2 years old. And Mr. MK is servicing it while I'm gone. and you're getting a brand new table with my Fusion. Okay, so that's the Gallery 2 frame with the clear view mode on that and everything. So my Fusion's almost gone. Okay, so Fusion, new machine, give us a call. We'll get her done. Okay, all right, so I'm down to the bottom of the things that I wanted to cover with you today. So I am coming to you today from a very special location, and hopefully Dad's arms can like hang on there a little bit longer, because I just wanted to bring my mom in on screen and talk to you a little bit about just, you know, ask her some questions and have her talk to you a little bit about her quilting journey. But where I am standing right now is my mom's sewing room. But this used to be my bedroom. Okay, so when I was, you know, growing up, this was my bedroom down here in the basement, and it looks completely different. And now Mom has taken it over for her sewing machine, or her sewing studio. Okay, so Mom, come on in. Dun, dun, dun. Here's Mom. Everybody say, hey, Mom. So Mom and I are doing a little bit of sewing together. We've been able to get in a little bit of sewing time together. So let's see, Mom. First of all, what are you working on? You got a couple things going, right?
I'm doing a card trick.
Missouri Star quilt. So this is what you're working on, yes? What else are you working on? Something that I am very partial. Oh my gosh, you've made progress. Look at those. So you know I'm a musician, right? I don't think this one is coming my way. But anyways, isn't it awesome? It's really pretty.
It's going to be for the orchestra concert New Year's Eve.
Okay, so she's got some time to get that one done. So, Mom, tell us a little bit about your quilting journey. How did you get into quilting? What got you started?
Tying flannel quilts.
Yep. So she said tying flannel quilts. Okay, so, and I believe that my dad made you the frame, right, that you used to use for that? Is that down here, like in a cubby somewhere?
Under the steps.
Everything is under the steps. They got basements here, and they got storage, which we don't have that in Florida. So, okay, so you started with tying quilts, and then you've done a lot of other things, knitting, crocheting, things like that. And then you got back into quilting a few years ago. Yes, like, how did that come up?
In the 70s.
Oh my gosh, in the 70s.
Our school had community ed quilt in a day.
Oh, was that Eleanor Burden's quilt in a day?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, good old Eleanor.
And I made multiple log cabin quilts. And I made a green, ugly one that I gave to you.
Yes, did I ever tell you guys the story about that quilt? So Mom made this log cabin quilt for me, and I was not a quilter at the time, and I did not have an appreciation for this quilt. And now remember, this was 70s or early 80s. I think it was before maybe Paul and I got married, or right about that time. And she made this quilt, and I didn't have an appreciation for it. And then we moved to Florida, and I put the quilt on our garage sale. And
that I didn't know about.
Yeah, so she didn't know about, but my mother-in-law came and saw that quilt, and she was like, Melissa, you can't give away that quilt or sell that quilt. Your mom made that quilt for you. So she rescued it, and it lived at her house for a long time until I really gained that new appreciation for that quilt. Got it back from my mother-in-law. Oh, my dad's phone's ringing, or somebody's phone's ringing, but we'll just let it go. So anyways, that log cabin quilt that Mom made is now safe and sound at my house in Florida. Okay, so Mom, then how did you get on this Missouri Star quilt kick of yours?
Well, I went into crocheting and kind of let the quilting go by the wayside. And then you moved to Florida. We had a little sewing episode in Florida. I went to visit. You had become a quilter at that time. I went with you shopping.
I thought I turned on the do not disturb, but we got a phone call, so we'll have to call back my sister Kelly. Okay, so you came down, we went shopping, and
I made a quilt.
You made a quilt.
While we were there. A small one. But for some reason, I like big quilts.
Yes, she does.
And I don't really know how I happened on Missouri Star, but I was hooked.
That's an understatement.
I've done probably 50% of her tutorials and send them to you to be quilted.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much my mom is Jenny Doan's biggest fan. So, but you had taken some time off to babysit for Walker, my little nephew. So she hadn't been sewing for a while, but she's back into the sewing now. She's working on a bunch of projects with her guild for some fabric that they got, a donation for some veterans here in the community. And my mom is a big community supporter. The word no is not in her vocabulary.
Amen.
So, but you know what? I love her for her giving heart, and so a lot of what she does around here ends up with somebody else or for somebody else, because that's just what she does. So, okay, Mom. Well, let me show what I'm working on while I'm here. I'm working on another one of these 5-yard quilt patterns. I love this. So Melinda and I went shopping when I was in Vicksburg, and I got this lovely patriotic fabric, and I'm working on that. So I think Mom and I will have a little bit of time to sew yet. Okay, so Mom, thanks. Thanks so much for being on the live feed. Okay, if you can go over and hold the phone, and I want Dad to come over for a minute.
Oh, mercy.
Oh.
Can we show one of those quilts you made with the...
Grab. Yeah.
This one?
Okay, so Dad is so proud of Mom's quilting. So this is my
woman
Dad.
Here, this is my number one. Love her so much.
So Dad is holding up one of the quilts that Mom made with all, I understand it was truckloads and bucket loads and yards and hundreds of yards of fabric.
Thousands of yards.
Thousands of yards of fabric. So, oh Mom, this is beautiful.
8 of those.
Wow, this is gorgeous. You guys got some good fabric out of it. So that's a little bit, the quilting is wonderful. Mom's got a local quilter also that she uses. Handy quilter owner, as a matter of fact. We're hoping to get some time with her here in town. So, all right, let's just get that out of the way. So, of course, did you all catch my video on the tube last night?
Just leave it there.
Okay.
So Dad took me out on the boat. Dad's been a fisherman his whole life. And how many boats have you owned over your lifetime, Dad?
Well, you know, I was thinking the other night. I started out with a rich line, then I went to a Lund,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it was about 7 altogether.
Oh
But
my
I'm
God.
71 years old, and that is my passion. My boat, my fishing, the outdoors in Minnesota.
But the story had gone that when I was young, because I'm the oldest, that Dad's fishing boat was a fishing boat, right?
They were.
And that there was no playing behind the boat. Well, as Dad progressed through these other boats that he just told you about, my younger sisters got to start having fun with the boat, okay? And I never got to do that. And I kept jiving him about it and just, giving him crap about it. So finally last night, we went out onto the lake. And it was so much fun. Oh, my gosh. Did you try to send me off that?
Well, your husband said, put her airborne at least once, and I said, no, I can't do that to my number one, so I didn't.
Oh, gosh. But it was super fun. Super fun. Okay, Dad, thank you.
Right,
Love you guys.
Hey, good to see all you folks.
So, that's about all I got for you today. Thank you for just letting me take a little sidetrack and share some of my hometown and my bedroom and my mom and dad. And I just love them so much they are always there supporting me in what I am doing. And, I had maybe planned to do some teaching while I was here in Minnesota. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that while I'm here because I just need family and friend time. And so we've just been doing what you do in a small town. Having picnics, going on the lake, stopping at friend's house, and unannounced, pull in the driveway, go up to the door, go in, visit, have a beverage. That's just life in a small town. So it's great being back. All right, so I'm going to be on the road next week. Hopefully I can come to you with my live feed from down there in Indiana. And you guys keep simming, keep sharing, keep helping each other, and try to catch me on the road if you can before now and the end of the year. I look forward to meeting you. Jennifer, I'll see you next week. And until next time, everybody, from my studio, Mom's studio, my old bedroom, to you, happy quilting. Bye-bye.
Finish? Is it finish where you push or what?
Yep.
Okay.